I often wonder what is the purpose of recordings? When available, live music brings the fresh food to the taste buds of the audience, and recording is boxed food, reheated food. It will always replay the same way, unlike humans, who even good, great, unique interpreters of the piece, no matter what, willingly and mostly unwillingly, they cannot reproduce the performance, which makes it a unique encounter during a split moment between an audience, the music, and the performer. And it's an unforgettable moment, which, when recorded, is like frozen food that you have to reheat, and you always find that it has the same taste. The performers evolve in their imagination, in their awareness, in their philosophy of the work. They will never play it constantly the same way, even if they try to rationalize, organize, and structure from the roots up. But nevertheless, comes the moment of sharing, where you state something from the first sentence to the last storytelling of the book, of the poem, of the storytelling. And when you record and you do it by snippets and you edit piece by piece and you puzzle it together as seamlessly as possible to the uneducated ear, it sounds relatively flat, not because it's badly played, but because it lacks that arched phrasing, that idea of the statement, that you put all your meaning into it, not only in one section to do it well or another part of the sentence. Did I say the verb as well as the subject? What about the complement? And how about the article? And then, because you splice them together in a flow that seems to be so rightfully organized, no. I find that the beauty, the meaning, the respect for the work itself is to play it entirely, even if recording it with or without audience, without making too many edits, if possible. To have the responsible desire, concentration, willpower, energy, and drive to replay full movements rather than getting surgical about details. Because the addition of the details doesn't make the whole thing exist. It's the whole thing that exists through the details that are inhabiting it. I mean, it's easy for me to say that here in outside of the stress of the performance, where you're facing the piece and the audience and yourself in front of the muse. And how will I handle it? How will I manage it? How will I go through it? How will I not mess it up? Or how will I manage to negotiate some transitions with certain tempo rubato, which will allow me to sit better without to be settling into the next tempo with the next theme. In other words, all these things happen in real time with the spontaneity of an inspired improvisation, when in fact it's planned performance, since it was rehearsed and practiced by sections, just like recordings often are done in studio by sections. But when you perform them, you don't stop and start. You don't say to the audience, "Excuse me, I would like to retake now the second theme, the second time better because it didn't go like I was expecting after the transition." It would be interesting. Well, it's a sidekick story, but it would be an interesting option to play multiple sections multiple times during the performance while the audience just attends it. But that would be then not respecting the integrity of the piece in terms of its statement, its structures, its proportions, its form, and the meaning of which was put in, and beyond that, the drive and the emotional importance of being the piece's spokesperson, and on the other side, the spokesperson's receivers who receive this and share it in real time. And I'm sure that if you ask audience members, would you accept some little details that might not go very well versus stop and start and have it entirely stated, I'm sure they'll say, I don't care about that because, or if they do, then of course they'll be unhappy because many humans are unfailable. Well, no, that's exactly the contrary. Mostly available despite the preparation to not be, or as much as possible not be. But if that defines the performance, then the denominator is too low and there is nothing happening transcendental between the audience and the public and the music and the performer. It's a dialogue, isn't it? So much preparation for one time through. And every time is the only time. And the audience comes for that, and you go for that. And you meet around the piece, and you cherish the piece, or you hope to celebrate the piece you play. At least you've shared the moment of humanity. Shared. And I thank you, the composers, for providing it for us.